Hey, what is going on, guys? Today I'm sharing with you how to have drone mode in Assetto Corsa, or a drone camera that you can play around with, follow around your car while you drive, and take some really cool drone shots, whether you're moving or stationary. This is a super cool camera that, if you like filmmaking in Assetto Corsa, will definitely be a must-have. I'll be sharing with you a full tutorial on how to get the app itself up and running and a few tips and tricks that I think you should know. So without further ado, let's hop right into the video. So the first place we're going to go is on Race Department. We're going to go right here to Drone Camera. It's in version 1.2.2, as you can see. It has a couple of things that you need to know, but I'll pretty much be going over all of this as well. And they have a couple tutorials listed, but you're already here, so you don't need any of these. You're just going to want to come through here, download the mod, and as you can see, it will download. I already have it, so I personally don't need it, but yeah, go through here and download it. And then you're going to drag and drop it into Content Manager as usual. It'll be in your downloads. You download it like every other app. You're then going to want to go to Settings, Assetto Corsa, and then Apps. And you're going to want to find it. Where is it? There we go. It's under IS Drone Cam. It'll be unticked for you, so you're going to make sure that you want to tick it right here, enable the app, and besides that, just get into whatever track or car you want to use and get ready to go. But do not go just yet, because there's one thing that you need, and that is an Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller. Whether you need to plug it into your computer directly or just pair it through Bluetooth. If you have an Xbox controller, make sure it's one of the newer Xbox One controllers where it doesn't have like a ridge going down into it. The thing around the Xbox button is like flush. I don't really know how to describe it. Basically, if you have any Xbox One controllers from like 2016 onward, then it should be fine. For Bluetooth, you can pair it up in Windows. Make sure that your controller is on, and once it is and it's paired up with your PC, you're going to want to hit go, and bada bing, bada boom, the game will launch up as usual. I'm using a Mazda RX-7 because I just tried to find a car I haven't used in a thumbnail before. Don't question the, plausibility of a tuned RX-7 being on an F1 track, but I'm just using because Singapore has really cool night lighting, and I also like the track. So what we're going to want to do, you're going to want to come through here. Mine's already on. It'll look like this. I can turn it off and find it like how you will. Go into your apps, and it should be right here as drone camera. And there's also drone camera settings. We'll get into both of those later on, but now they should both be on your Assetto Corsa apps tray. So now, if you want moving shots, you're going to have to drive. So I'm going to do a lap around the circuit, or a little bit of one, and we will come back when I'm done. Okay, so I got my gameplay here. I didn't do a full lap. I did a little bit of driving and then did some cheeky burnouts in the car. That was the end of the burnouts, but you have these right here. It'll have smoke when we actually let the full replay play. But what you're going to want to do is, first of all, you can turn on both of them. But the first thing you're going to want to do is this. So dead zone, I would turn it up just to 15 or something like that, just because it is a little fast to, do things. What's very sensitive, of course, on a joystick. I don't know what the smooth setting actually does, but I just like to run it at 50. Besides that, FOV stuff, it's pretty fast. So I guess if you're really trying to tune what FOV you have, it's fine. But for just a general look, then you can keep it pretty much where it's at. Finally, just turn all of these down to 75 or something. It is quite fast on its own in default settings. So I like to personally turn it down to about 75. Pitch and yaw and stuff is at a pretty good speed for that, which of course is basically your tilt. I just realized I was going a little bit too low for that. Besides that, though, it's pretty much good where it's at there, in my opinion. But again, you can tune all of these to your personal tastes. And if you really try to learn what all these are, you can probably know a bit more than me even, but for me, this is what I like to run. So finally, on your Xbox controller, if it works, you should be able to hit the 3 little lines on an Xbox One controller. I don't know if this works with a PlayStation controller. I'd imagine it does, but for an Xbox controller, which is what I have here, then you will just hit the 3 little lines. Now, it is going to go on a ton of DOF effects. If you want to turn them off, you just hit the menu button, I think it is, and bada bing, bada boom, you can toggle it on and off. It's easier, especially if you're doing moving shots, to have depth of field off. And one thing that you're going to always want to have on, thankfully it has it on its own, is the follow target locked. This means if I do this, you'll see it follows the car. So the speed of the car doesn't really matter on, following it and, the drone trying to catch up to it, which is a very real problem in real life. So besides that, now once you have all this, you have your up, down as your triggers. Your roll is LB and RB. You can all, of course, change these on the fly. So it's a drone. It's pretty cool. You also have your rotate as well to turn around and to move. So you can do some pretty cool, nauseating in that case, effects. But besides that, once you're all good, But besides that, once you're all good and you've memorized all this, you can, if you're trying to record, of course, like screen record, you can turn that off. If you just want to mess around with this, then you can, keep it on if you want to. But if you want a more authentic looking look, then you can, turn that off and just play around. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to hit play. I'm going to turn down the audio on my OBS. I'm sorry for probably hurting all of your ears. And besides that, now you have a drone camera, so again, to move and do all that stuff, you can do that, but you can get some really fun shots with this thing. Get a nice, panning shot here. That's cool. That's good right there. Come back in. I was trying to go a little bit, through the wing right here, but that was probably a little bit hard to do while the car is, moving like this, but yeah, it just takes practice, really, honestly. But now we can switch to my burnouts here, me trying to set up the burnouts. Then we can do this, get a cool shot, get a cool wide shot. The drone's probably going to be turning around like crazy, but you could probably get some really cool effects with the drone mode on this if you're in a bit more of an open area, so there's not walls in the way, of course. But yeah, you could get some really cool shots as well, and I've done it for my videos as well. If you want to do some stationary stuff, you can have some panning, and you could just mess around with it. This tutorial is kind of just showing you how to set it up and the basic controls, but besides that, it's just up to you to learn to get smooth with the controls as well. It's something I'm still learning how to do, but if you're a Assetto Corsa YouTuber like myself, this can definitely be a really cool way to get some more dynamic shots, and overall, it's just a fun thing to mess around with, to have this totally free camera in Assetto Corsa. You can also do some track stuff if you want to as well. In my IndyCar video, I did some panning stuff with the tracks, and it was really fun. So you could mess around. The world is your oyster. You can do whatever you want. But yeah, super fun camera, super fun stuff. But besides that, that's all I really have for you guys today. If you did enjoy this video, a like and a sub would mean a lot. That's a little too far zoomed in. Maybe I should turn down my zoom in speed. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy and found this helpful, a like and a sub would mean a lot. And I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one, guys.